The winning, the witch hunt, the fire, the fury. It's the best presidency ever!
Little known fact, I was asked to perform at the Trump inauguration. That's how bad it was.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period.
When Kellyanne said they had the largest audience ever, she should have clarified. We have the largest audience ever for a Three Doors Down concert.
Don't be so overly dramatic about it, Chuck. You're saying it's a falsehood, and they're giving Sean Spicer, our press secretary, gave alternative facts to that.
That is the most incredible argumentative tool ever created. Babe, I don't know her. She's an alternative fact.
When Kellyanne Conway said they had alternative facts, that's really when I wished I lived in an alternative country with an alternative leader who provided an alternative to fascism.
Trump lost the popular vote by 3 million votes.
The president believes unsubstantiated and widely debunked theories that millions of people voted fraudulently.
So he spent a lot of time and effort and resources trying to prove voter fraud, which he never did.
The president does believe that. He has stated that before. I think he stated his concerns of voter fraud and people voting illegally during the campaign.
Trump picked Betsy DeVos for the Secretary of Education.
Guys, like Trump, she's an outsider. That's the whole point. Being unqualified is her qualification.
That's like me being like, I would like to perform open heart surgery. I think I would do a decent job.
It's good to have Secretary DeVos, someone who's finally addressing the real problems in education.
Grizzly bear attacks.
You can't say definitively today that guns shouldn't be in schools?
Well, I will refer back to Senator Enzi and the school that he was talking about in Wapiti, Wyoming. I think probably there, I would imagine that there's probably a gun in the school to protect from potential grizzlies.
You know what I like? I like a Secretary of Education who doesn't focus on education. You know what I mean? Because anybody could do that.
Why address the digital divide?
No, they don't need books. We don't need clean water. You know what we need? Bear repellent.
And to her credit, in the last 3.5 years, there has not been one grizzly bear attack in any school.
Raging backlash over the refugee ban intensifying coast to coast.
Once these travelers come in, they start to get questioned and this extreme vetting takes place. Their phones are taken away. They cannot communicate. They can't call their family members, their lawyers, anybody on the outside.
I mean, we all remember where we were when the travel ban happened. I, of course, was embedded with a journalist group of doctors in an ISIS compound in Lebanon. That sucked.
2 Iraqis came here to this country, were radicalized, and they were the masterminds behind the Bowling Green massacre. Most people don't know that because it didn't get covered.
Was that the time Mike Pence sat near women other than his wife?
The Bowling Green massacre that Conway mentioned never happened.
Oh, let me tell you something about the Bowling Green. My granddaddy fought in Bowling Green.
Immigrants went crazy.
Oh,
they were throwing latkes and patchkis and all sorts of foreign food at people. It was horrible.
It was horrible.
I confused it for something that actually happened. I'm sorry.
Trump's whole presidency is built on this idea of building a wall between us and Mexico.
The biggest wall he put up, honestly, was emotional. Donald, what's up? Talk to us.
He always acted like illegal immigration was this huge economic threat, but he regularly hired undocumented workers. I always imagined he had a little wall and like a little slot for his workers to slide him their resume.
So the first thing an authoritarian does is goes to war against the free press.
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you state categorically?
You are fake news.
Sir.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. You know, it just makes me picture a newspaper walking around with silicone tits.
He had that weird meme where he's punching literally the word CNN.
Yeah, that seems presidential to post memes. Feels like a presidential thing to do.
Look, the media is fake.
The man says the media is fake. Understand what he's telling you. He's been in media his whole life. This wasn't an accusation, it was a confession.
Remember when fake news was like the National Enquirer? viral.
Right, like three-headed alien babies.
Yeah.
Now that's the CDC.
I know. Fake news is Facebook's advertising strategy.
I remember the Most Dishonest and Corrupt Media Awards. I rented a tux. I thought this was my chance to finally win something. We were gonna go to In-N-Out afterwards and celebrate. Clooney, and no, I got nothing.
Fake news is what Mark Zuckerberg says right before he comes.
Think of it, 151 countries. Somebody said to me today that wasn't in this particular world, they didn't know that we had that many countries.
Trump has this habit of accusing Obama of things he could not have been involved in. First, he accused Obama of wiretapping the White House.
Even by his own standards, the president leveled an extraordinary accusation against his predecessor, accusing former President Barack Obama of wiretapping him last October during the critical final weeks of the election.
Spying on a sitting president is a federal crime, and of course, Obama is no stranger to that. We all remember when he wore dad jeans.
Why would Obama want to wiretap Trump's office? It's a waste of resources. If you want to know Trump's private thoughts, wait like 3 minutes until he tweets it directly to the public.
Hey, lovebirds. Someone calling himself Stable Genius writes, I met the one, a real go-getter who has personally ordered more than 300 executions, including his own uncle. So Kim Jong-un, if you're listening, and we know you're always listening, this goes out from Stable Genius to you.
When I did it, and I was really being tough, and so was he, and we would go back and forth, and then we fell in love, okay? No, really. He wrote me beautiful letters, and they're great letters. We fell in love.
We are continuing to follow the breaking news. We have confirmed that FBI Director James Comey has been fired.
Have you noticed that, like, when one white guy gets fired, there's an uproar?
I mean, the people lost their mind.
It's one white guy.
It's just one guy. What was this one? He gonna be all right.
You guys, I grew up with James Comey. We went to elementary school together. He's always been terrible at hiding.
You are looking at the former FBI director trying to blend in with the curtains to avoid the notice of President Trump.
He has a hide-and-seek problem. Lots of kids do. It's like a learning disability. What an accomplishment to overcome that and become the FBI director.
Trump wanted loyalty. That's what matters most to him, loyalty. Everyone in Trump's inner circle has a loyalty rewards card, and every time you're loyal, you get a little stamp. And if you get 10 stamps, you get a free MyPillow.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your call to action, which has empowered companies like MyPillow to help our nation win this invisible war.
Absolutely no collusion.
Trump is being investigated for colluding with Russia. No collusion, is what he keeps saying. And then he fires James Comey for investigating this.
So when Comey found out he was fired from the FBI, he thought it was a prank. I want to work for the FBI. It sounds hilarious.
James Comey, Sally Yates, Preet Bharara, Andrew McCabe? This is a fun game. Who has Trump fired because they tried to investigate him? Nixon was busy pretending he wasn't wiretapping people, whereas Trump was saying he was wiretapping people out loud, and he wasn't even doing it because he was so lazy.
Lordy, I hope there are tapes.
Lordy, I hope there are tapes.
Oh, Lordy, I hope there are tapes.
Which is what I said the first time I had sex without premature ejaculating.